they got the passengers on board. Look at all the sleeping on that we endured. Trevor got his foot to the floor of the M3. Cam looking like a fellow dad with the big jeans. Daytona beast behind the scenes. Y'all know party is not kidding, I'm serious. I'd like to welcome y'all to a no-look experience. From here on out, gotta put some respect on the name. They must have seen we up like they checking the score to the game. Let me open
Using that name and tell, ain't you?
It's like so 2 times a week, but really 1 time a week. But it's still,
Washing mine every day.
I don't know if it works or
Got
not,
to.
but it feels good. Once my head starts itching, then I'll wash it.
You said you condition the next day. Is it not like super tangled, sleeping on it and then waiting?
Yeah.
You just like
Yeah. It's
struggle
just
through it.
too much, you know.
Okay.
Like it's so tangled when I wash it. I don't want to put conditioner in it. My shoulders are tired. I'm like,
I feel that.
I've been
The
in here
girls
for
know the
20
struggle.
minutes. The water's going cold. Like
I think that we can count on probably both hands how many times he's actually wore his hair down on the podcast. He's usually got it up. Yeah.
You know, whenever I wash it, I washed it and conditioned it today.
The hat
actually.
helps too.
I actually lied. I washed and conditioned it this morning for this episode.
All right, it looks
You
good.
know.
Special.
That's
Yeah.
why I didn't know your hair was that long because I don't
It's
think I've
always
ever
put
seen
up.
it down.
Usually
Only on
Yeah.
occasion.
Only on
Yeah.
special occasions. Which brings us in episode 43, No Look Passengers Podcast. We got a special guest in here, Miss Tiarra, embodie.
Come on.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
Miss Jasmine's here too. Cameron's in the back. Trevor, party
We
Mike.
got everybody, right?
Yeah, chopping it up, man. You ever been on a podcast before?
I have not like a live recorded one, but like the just the audio.
Oh, like
Just
no
audio.
camera?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a whole other aspect to podcasting is whenever people start putting it on video, putting it on YouTube.
It definitely changed the game.
I guess people didn't ever think that people would like just sit there and watch people talk, but
It is a weird,
all the
you
time.
know, a weird idea, but
Like you don't need to see it,
It's just different
You know,
perspectives.
you know.
but
it
it's
is
also
what it
weird too because I listen to it a lot and I don't watch a lot.
Yeah.
But like making it, it's like you got to have both.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone I talk to is like, oh, I love watching it, and I'm like, you watch that,
Yeah.
the whole thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, I love it, and I'm like, that's crazy.
I love podcasts. Like that's my while I'm working. I've started listening to them like while I'm at the gym. So,
Oh, yeah.
but usually I'll do them while I'm doing something. So I think that's why I never really think about the aspect of watching it at the same time.
Yeah, like growing up and like being in school, I wasn't really interested in nothing like that. So all the stuff that I've learned is really from podcasts. My parents would be like, "Where'd you learn that at? Like, how do you know all this stuff?" And I'm like, "It's all podcasts.
Yep.
Like,
People
just
talking.
listening. Yeah, people talking, just listening to people talk."
It's almost like literally reading a book.
That's what I was gonna say, like
Which
an audio, like
sounds
an
crazy,
audiobook
but-
almost.
Yeah, it's like, except the podcast is way more easy to digest.
Yep.
You know, it's not big words like Cameron likes to use, and you know, it's like it's simplified, pretty nice.
Yeah.
So I like a good podcast. Who's your favorite podcast?
I have a few, so I can't really say I have a favorite podcast
No Look
besides
Passengers.
No Look
I
Passengers,
appreciate
of
that.
course.
Thank you.
Of course. Shout out to y'all. But definitely, I love to listen to anything that's like self-help or like business related, anything that's going to talk about finances. Like, I'm just always trying to learn. So anything that's going to like push that needle.
I seen, speaking of finances,
Mm-hmm.
creator, founder, CEO, mind behind any other title of Embody, the brand. But you also did finance, right?
Mhm.
That was like
Yep.
your thing.
Yep.
How'd you get into that? And then how did it like transition?
Yeah, so back during COVID, actually, 2020, when we was on lockdown, I got to the point where I was just like, okay, I got to come out of like this lockdown with something. I was in school for finance at Western Carolina University, but
Shout
I'm like,
out
this
to
is
Catamounts.
yeah, I was like, this is not going to be something that, of course, I still had a couple years left. So I have always just been interested in like credit and trying to understand it. And I'm like, what's something that can help people that everybody needs that like not a lot of people put a lot of like awareness around. And so I just went down this whole rabbit hole taking classes and then by the time we came out of like the lockdown during COVID, I was a certified credit repair specialist.
Okay.
And so then that's when Groundbreaking Financial was born. So it started out just being like helping people like understand their credit reports and, you know, learning how to budget and stuff like that. A lot of one-on-one stuff, and then transition to being able to do workshops for places like AB Tech and things like that.
People don't teach us about that kind of stuff.
I was
enough.
about to say.
I feel like the
stuff that we
majority of
learn,
everybody's
like,
uneducated about
There
it.
should be whole high school class. I know they have finance in high school and that
Absolutely.
sort of stuff, but
Joke.
they don't teach you nothing.
Nope.
There's so many people that just don't like grown people that have debt that don't know how any of that stuff works, and it's kind of alarming. And that's probably a reason why, things are the way that they are most of the time for people, bad credit, that sort of thing.
Also,
I got you.
Also, same.
I got y'all.
That was on camera.
That was gonna be
funny.
my next question. Is because the lack of education. You know what I'm saying? People like. Not,
They have to learn through
not
trial and error.
necessarily speaking from personal experience, but some people just fuck their shit up.
Yep.
Real
Yeah.
fast,
Trial and error.
real fast, real quick, and then you're like, "What the? Why can't I get this? I have everything, but you're telling me my credit
I mean,
score
I went
is
through
bad."
some shit like that the other day. Got good credit. I was trying to buy a new car, and it didn't work out. Whatever. I gave a deposit, did all that stuff. It was over the phone too. Like they were gonna deliver it, and
Fancy.
you know what's crazy?
Something slight.
You go and it's like you get the notification. Oh, your credit has been. You have a hard check or whatever it's called. And I'm like, how did my credit go down 40 points from that?
Yep.
And you look and it's like, well, they ran it through 9 different banks.
Yep.
I used to work at the mall.
See that a lot.
Dude,
I'll
you
tell
gotta
you
be
exactly
careful
how
with them
Yep.
car dealership
I'll tell you
stuff. That's
exactly
how
how I
people fuck
fucked my
up.
credit up. I used to work at the mall, and in Finish Line, and the pretty bitches from Belk would come in there trying to sell them damn credit cards, and they're like, "Hey, we got you a Polo tote bag and some Polo red cologne if you fill this out." Shit, never got approved, but I had hella duffel bags and mad fucking 4 ounces of Polo red, bro.
So it was worth it.
Nah,
Not now, looking
not
back
now,
at the
but
moment.
at the same, I didn't know. Like I didn't know that applying for a credit card would hurt your credit.
Yep.
Or any of that. I don't know. They don't teach you that. They don't
Yep.
set you up for success.
I always think about and I can't speak for everybody, but our generation, our parents, they were really just hustling and bustling. They didn't have time to sit down and talk about. They didn't really understand
it was a
themselves.
different era,
It
but
was a
they also
completely
got to
different era.
retire. They also knew when they worked 50 years, they could retire with a pension and a 401k.
Yeah, even though some of them are still working and still struggling. For example, I think about
Exactly.
my mom. There's 4 of us. I'm the youngest of my siblings. And there was a period of time where she worked 3 jobs at a
Same,
time.
yeah.
She had a full-time job at Coats of America. In the evening, she worked at Shoe Show, and on the weekend, she worked at Western Sizzling doing breakfast. So she's just
Shout
trying
out to the Western
yes,
Sizzling.
yes. Oh
They
my
used to
God,
go
I miss
there
that
and get
place.
breakfast all the time.
So she's just not thinking. In her mind, she's just trying to provide, and we never
But
went without.
I think that comes from maybe even a generation before that, where
Yeah.
you actually got shit for working hard.
Yeah.
The people actually, and somewhere along, not
taken care of.
we just
Now
said
it just seems
we're
impossible to get ahead. And
yeah.
from being a business owner
Yeah.
and someone who's trying to break through in that type of world, it ain't easy. It takes your money.
Yep.
It's and you have to do it. At first, it's your wallet keeping your business alive rather than profit and margin and all that sort of thing. So it's damn, man, it's so hard to get ahead, especially in today's time where everything is so taxed. Everything you buy is taxed. Everything you sell is taxed. Everything you pay for.
All the
it's
money
really
you
crazy.
get is taxed. It's
All that. You got to pay taxes on the money you make. So it really is cool to as I'm getting older, being young, that shit sounds boring as fuck. But then
But
you get older, you start learning about it. It's nah, wait a little bit. This can
Yeah.
help a little bit.
Yep.
Let me look at it. I'm actually looking at my tax forms and all this stuff, reading them.
Yeah.
Maybe if I just pay a little bit of attention, I might learn something. So, yeah.
I just think it's crazy to me. They taught me how to find the damn area of an obtuse
A
triangle.
squared plus
The
C squared
circumference
equals C
of this
squared.
fucking
But they
shit.
didn't
use that
They
shit.
didn't teach me how to file my taxes
Period.
or what affects my
How to
credit.
budget your
or,
money.
Or
Yeah.
how to apply for a
I
personal
still need
loan.
help with that.
Yep.
Or how to open a bank account.
Hell, people skills, social skills.
Anything. They don't teach you anything but bullshit. And it's I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't, well, it's even worse now for kids than it was for us.
I
They
couldn't-
really don't learn shit in school.
What's-
They use computers
you
all
have
the time.
kids, right?
Yes, I have 2
What
kids.
so I get on. I've seen this thing. It's called new math. What is that? They saying there's a new kind of math.
Oh, I don't know about. I just know they just use.
You know what I'm talking about?
They use computers.
It's not new math. It's just the way we used to carry the one and do things like that. My daughter's in 3rd grade. And she's just now learning how to do the carry the one. Before they would do what they call expanding. So say you had the number 325, you drop to the side 300 plus 20 plus 5.
Oh yeah, they do be doing that.
You already lost me.
You have to break it down.
Yeah, that what.
I was all lost. I was like, you got about 3 or 4 teachers in this family. Let's call one of them on FaceTime.
And also, fuck every teacher who said that you couldn't use a calculator.
No,
Well,
it's
you're
crazy.
not going to have one of those in real life. Bullshit.
Right.
It's in my pocket
want
at
it
all
It's
every
on
times.
me all the time.
I seen I was working the other day and I actually ran into my math teacher. I was, at the day job.
Wait, who's
I
your
was waiting on
never mind,
this.
I'm not even gonna ask.
I seen her and I was just having a bad day and I was like, you know what, Miss So-and-so? I was like, all them times when you said I wouldn't be shit? I was like, fuck you, bitch. That was a lucky guess. I was like, you got me on that one, but that was bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
crazy.
I love that.
Not the new math definition.
That could have been a whole comedy bit built around that shit right there.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't had to
Yeah,
think
I
about
don't know
this in
nothing
so
about
long.
that.
Conceptual understanding of math. Today, children must understand why math works and how different areas of math are related.
and we was just
Old
talking
math
about conspiracies, and not to get into that, but all this stuff, bro. Someone somewhere said 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah, no shit.
But
Like-
before that, there was
I get what
like,
you're saying. I
who
get-
said that 2 meant 2? Like, what if somewhere in the translation
Nobody was counting back then.
What
dude.
if it's really like 3, 2, 1, 4, but like someone like misread the translation or something? You know what I'm saying? It's all just a bunch.
When
of
did they learn when did they learn
process
numbers?
that.
I said that wrong.
It
but,
all
you know,
boils down to it's just man-made.
It's all man-made.
We don't need a lot of the stuff that we learned in school. I think that's really where we was going from it.
That
The
is
stuff
a
that we
fact.
do need, we weren't taught. A lot of stuff that we like. I think about geometry comes in handy when it comes to like building houses and stuff.
I mean,
You know,
it
architecture.
It don't even have to go.
But-
into,
I'm not building no houses. So
I mean, my brother builds houses, and they literally have like these applications that you get whenever you get a contractor's license, where you like take pictures of rooms and shit, and it tells you
what
all
to
the
do,
architectural drawings and all
Yeah.
that shit. Like, I don't know. I guess we never knew our technology would be this advanced to where you
Yeah.
could have that. But like, I didn't need to learn it. I wasn't gonna build no damn house.
I seen a meme on Facebook the other day, and it said something about a rhombus. Like I've never something about they told us
yeah,
we wouldn't need to
the-
know this, and then I've never
slanted
seen a
squ-
rhombus
yeah.
a day in my life since school or something. And I'm like, damn, I really haven't. Like,
Nah,
Damn,
never.
like trapezoid or something.
Yeah. Never seen
I
a
haven't-
trapezoid.
yeah.
Never
I
had
think
to
the
think about
whole.
that.
I think the. I
I'll
think
watch
The
the.
hell?
I think the whole conversation pretty much proves that if
That
you
looks
go to
like
school-
Cameron, dude.
It really does.
Cam, what you doing in that rhrombus, man? That's Cam looking through the. Oh, I ain't gonna say that. Never mind. No,
Yeah, don't.
no. Look, I held it, but no. So the conversation, I think that school should be. You go to school and you decide at a certain age, like what you're interested in,
Yeah.
or they use all this technology to really figure out what people are interested in.
Yeah,
and
bro.
that's what you learn about.
If the
You do that
kid,
in your-
Yeah, and they're probably way fucking smarter than we
Yeah.
are.
it should be like a trade school almost. Like if you want to be not a woodsman,
A woodworker.
a woodworker,
Woodsman.
A woodsmith.
carpenter. Yeah. If you want to be a carpenter, go take woodworking for 4 years and become a carpenter. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
I
saying?
will
Like,
say they're getting a little bit better about that. So my son's in 5th grade. They actually have a field trip coming up this week where they go to McDowell High School for like a career fair, and it's specifically focused on like trades jobs and stuff like that. Like for those who don't want to go to
Yeah.
university. So I'm like, all right. I think it's important to like reach them while they're young so they can learn about like all the possibilities that are
think
out
it's
there
just, like,
versus trying to
understanding
forge them down one path. I don't
understanding how the real world works.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
my thing. I think
I know so many people that got wealthy without a college degree and like they
Yep.
were working hard. Like
Yep.
you can do it either way.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it's all gonna take hard work. Like you're not getting that for nothing. And if you do, you're an anomaly. You're lucky as shit.
yeah,
you know?
it doesn't happen to everybody.
It doesn't
I
happen.
feel like that's good as a young kid, like coming up in the world to like see what the options are
Yep.
out there.
Or-
Because you only know what you've heard or like what you've been around your whole life. So
I knew from
Going
a
to
young
college.
age.
expand your options.
Yeah.
and know
I knew
what
from
you
a
want
young age
to
I was
do.
interested in art.
Same. I had like a
I loved to draw. I loved music.
Mm-hmm.
I like, but you don't really get to learn none of that shit. Like
Yep.
a high school art class is. I remember I drew the best shit out of the whole art class, and I failed because I didn't draw it the way they wanted me to draw it. Like you didn't use a grid to line up the face. I'm like my picture looks fucking better than all these kids, and I failed.
Yeah, but they also, society will make it seem like if you do choose that path, like you don't make good money, or it's
Yeah.
not like a good option. So there's always that.
Except
like,
everything
that pressure weighing in.
the media and news they push you is that.
Yeah.
The news anchor, like, doing something creative on the TV. Now, she probably went to school or whatever and got a journalism degree.
Yeah,
but
that's
besides the
fine.
point, it's like how they push the agenda is
Yeah.
all that shit they tell you that you can't be. You
Yeah.
know, like,
It ain't really no different than how we do this shit.
no, it's not.
It's a production. There's visual art behind it that's made to attract people. Just like it's a lot of psychology that goes into
Yeah.
it, and a lot of people making their own things. They don't figure that out, and people who make it quick, they got lucky. Like that, their shit looked a way that attracted people. Like
That's
some
a
people
fact.
have it, some people don't. Some people got to learn it. Some people never will.
Speaking of creating and building something, and son of a bitch, not wanting to be, tied down to the day job or whatever. Explain embody. Explain. You present. I don't want to misquote it or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But explain embody, what it means, how you started all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So embody is an activewear. So it's like active street lounge.
Yeah.
Loungewear, activewear. You can wear it to the gym. You can wear it at home. Like very casual, on the go, minimal kind of looks. Like that's the vibe that I'm going for. And so back in 2019, I actually started an online clothing boutique. And I don't know if you remember that, but at the time it really didn't make any sense. Like I didn't even wear the clothes that I was selling. Like it just.
Were you making them?
No,
Or-
I was going through wholesalers then.
Okay.
I just definitely didn't know what I was doing. Like I went from idea to website to inventory. Like I was one of
Yeah.
those people.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, and I did pretty good, but I was like, I'm gonna put this down and I'm gonna come back to it one day whenever it makes more sense. And fast forward to 2023, like for everybody that knows me and for those who don't know me, like I'm a gym girl through and through. Like if I don't do nothing else,
I got something to say about that later, but we'll
Okay.
square off the business.
Okay. If I don't do nothing else, like I'm going to the gym. Like I
sure.
don't care if I don't go to the gym sick, but if I'm not feeling well, like I might go to the gym. Anyway, I'm all that to say, like I'm not
Allegedly.
skipping
We'll
the
cut it.
gym. And so I live in athleisure, I live in activewear, and so I've always really wanted to combine those passions. And early 2023, I was like, all right, it's time to pick this back up. And so that's when I started doing my market research, reaching out to manufacturers, just seeing what that process would look like, doing samples, testing quality, shipping and everything. And then, ultimately, like Embody was born. And embody really is just what it means. Like embody who you are, no matter where you are in life, whether that's your career, whether that's your fitness journey, whether that's, school, and, embody that. And you can still work on, achieving what you want to be, or like working towards like where you want to see yourself in life.
Embody
So-
it. Like,
I love it.
I actually
not to
that was a question I had. So like, I've created probably 3 or 4 different failures of clothing brands.
Same.
I love to design.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I want to do the selling part of it. I like to design
Yeah.
on Photoshop and make it. I've failed every time. For one, it's very hard. But one of the things I can never figure out is like, what would be a cool like name, or like really just like a just a style, like something that would just like embody. Like you came up
that's
with that.
perfect. That's
Yeah.
And what you
That's
how
it.
you just described it, I've always looked for that in like my own thing. I can
Yep.
never find it. It's like did something you saw externally like speak to you in a way that made you come up with that, or just
Yeah, I feel you on that, because I've
Yeah.
always had that same, like that name that really like represents something and
Yeah.
means something. So I totally understand
it's
that.
catchy,
Yeah.
it looks good, like it
Yeah.
looks good,
No,
like
Yeah.
I'll
So
tell you a secret. No look passengers, completely AI generated.
oh, he dropped the sauce. I was actually kind of heartbroken when I found that out. I found that out probably 25, 30
Like we
episodes
thought,
in.
we thought, and I was like, bro, I just can't figure this shit out. So I was
It's a
like,
cool name.
Chat GPT. I was like, list of names. I went through. We pieced them
Giving
together.
away all the sauce, dude.
hello, I'm right behind you. That's how Embody came about. I literally was working.
Maybe I'm just a
No,
dumb fuck.
I wish that
Can
it
you
was
guys show
something
me
that I
that later?
thought of myself, and I didn't use Chat GPT,
We'll cut
but
all
it was
this.
similar.
I'm not giving them all the sauce. We'll cut this, but yeah,
I need
say-
help.
Oh.
I need
No, I'm just
y'all's
kidding.
help. I need to learn
no, I'm just kidding.
I got a YouTube channel and I'm about
needed
ready to
help.
make merch.
I needed help trying to come up with a name, so I went. I did
but
it
it's
for
like
days.
once you've seen it, once you
It was,
seen
I was just, it
you
was
had
like,
it. It was
and
all
I didn't,
here.
it wasn't spelled like this either though. So I
changed
did
it
change the
around.
spelling, and I was just like, that's so.
I like the IE.
Yeah, I was like,
I
that
like
is
that.
like it. That's, I mean, it. I don't know. I feel like it fits me. It fits the brand. It fits like what the message that I'm trying to come across. Because I do like the clothes is great, and I've gotten great feedback on the quality and all the things. But it's just like I want it to be more than that. Like I really want it to be a community of people. Like where we are. It's bigger than us.
I'm like
And
a
so that's my
weird
goal.
spiritual dumb fuck, so I'm always like, the world will tell me something. The
Yeah.
world will tell me.
No,
Sometimes it's
that's
just
not
the
dumb.
computer.
I'm the same way. I be looking for signs.
Yeah.
Listen, just so y'all know, my angel number is 222. I see that shit all the time. So I always feel like I'm in alignment with what I do.
And you probably
So,
see that.
Mine's
Is
9/11. I see it every day.
I don't think that's an angel number, but that's, I don't know about that.
No, I'm just kidding. That was an inside joke. So not to get too far off of the business side of it, but have you always been into like the clothes and the streetwear and like always into that? Because I mean, I'm a sneakerhead myself. When
Yeah.
I was a young fat kid, so like, you know, the way I look cool is my shoes. I had a different. You call me fat, but these $400 on my
Okay.
feet. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck
Okay.
you. Like so, I always been
won't.
into it too. So
Yeah.
like, what was it? It's different for women.
Yeah.
You know, like mine was like I like Supreme and Stussy and,
Yeah.
and you know Jordan and like, so was it like, was there another brand, or not necessarily a brand, but like what was like the style that you were into? And
So-
is it the same as your clothes, or did it transition, like change? Because I like the high fashion shit.
Yeah.
I ain't putting on no tight ass pants and a tight shirt. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. I can't wear it, but I like it. I'm into it.
Yeah.
You know, I like the Balenciaga coat and
I
all
feel that.
but
Yeah.
I can't wear it.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't make it. You know what I'm saying? So like is what you like what you're making, or did it change? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so 100% like what I like is what I make, and as you can see, I'm like super casual right now. Like this is my style. I love to wear sneakers, like a cute T-shirt, because I could really dress this up or dress it down.
Oh yeah.
I can
Yeah.
put on like anyway. The possibilities are endless. So for me, like yes, I have always been into like fashion, but I'm not like a girly girl at all. Like I'll get my nails done, I keep my hair done, all those things, but like I'm not a dressy up type of girl, but I still love
But
like I'm obsessed with outfit of the days and get
Yeah.
ready with me's. Like I love seeing people's styles and the way they put that
Yeah.
shit together, and so I'm just like. But for me, it's still a little more casual. And I love being able to, like, dress something up or dress it down. Because, like I said, like, a lot of our stuff, like, you can go any way with it. You can, like, especially our bodysuits, you can do heels, you can do sneakers, you can do whatever.
That's why I like personally, I'm into a lot of the vintage stuff, like
Yeah.
old stuff. Like, yeah, it's old and it's raggedy, but it was
A lot of people
$150.
love
This-
vintage.
This
Yeah.
thing was born before me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
For
like,
sure.
that's kind of my thing. Damn, I had a question. It just went in and out once I started thinking about wit. But so like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, how do you design for like the casual stuff and like the dressing down? Is it different, or do you just like kind of make one thing and like, oh, you could dress this up or dress it down, or do you go into it like, I want to make this piece more like formal, and I want to make these pants where you can work out in them?
Yeah, no, my goal is for every piece to be able to, like,
To do
I don't care
both?
if, to do both. So, so our new bodysuits our Cloud9 bodysuits, shout out to those, that we just came out with, that's more of like I wouldn't wear that to the gym. Like, it's
Yeah, yeah,
literally a onesie. But everything else is made to, like we have some of our Chloe Flair set. Like, those leggings, you can wear those to the gym, you can wear those to do yoga, or you can dress it up with some, like, a cute little booty or some sneakers and, like, go out and have drinks with a friend or go run errands. So my goal is to create, like, minimal, like, understated, timeless pieces that can be worn year-round and that can be worn doing anything, whether you're laying on your couch or you're, like, out and about. So I really want to
like
keep
it.
it, like,
That thing.
can do this one piece you can, it's like a closet staple. You
So-
can do so many things with it.
So
You
you're
ever-
trying to make like
Sorry.
nah. Go ahead.
Do you ever just start designing and like don't even have like an idea of what direction you're going and just get like something really cool out of it, and it just kind of creates a life of its own, like its purpose, I guess?
Yep, 100%.
That's
So it's
how I
funny
feel like
that
I
you
would
say
just
that.
go crazy, just
Yeah. And I'm such a big ideas kind of girl. I hate doing like small details, like it's just not I was telling you earlier, like I'm like how we were talking about planning ahead for like content and stuff, like my brain doesn't work that way. I'm
Right,
very
yeah.
like small details are just but like I'm such a big ideas girl. So all that to say, like I always get really cool dope ideas for designs, and I'll get ahead of myself because like I'll already have a plan for like what my next launch is going to be or what my, and so I have to dial it back, but I'll make sure that I make note of it. And it's funny that you mentioned something kind of being more than what it was. So our embodie sweatshirts that we came out with, and they had like the ombre lettering, that was literally us like, okay, which color do you want? And then I seen them stacked together, and I was like, oh shit, like that's the design.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it, and they sold out. Like the gray ones sold out really quick, and I only have 2 left in the sand color.
That's fire.
So I just thought that was really cool. I'm like, this is not. We were just trying to see which color we wanted on the sweatshirt, and then seeing them stacked all together, it would just look so dope. So I love the way that came out.
Excellent.
I love that.
Yeah.
Things
say,
that
you
were
made me
born
realize that
unexpectedly.
I love dressing
Camera?
like universally, kind of like I can wear it here and I can wear it there.
Yep.
I feel like you just now made me realize that.
Okay,
I
good.
do that. Like,
if I didn't do nothing else today, I'm
most
glad
part.
I made you
Party
do this.
Mike is low key amazing at his aesthetic.
Yeah.
That was the word I was looking for earlier. His
The
aesthetic
aesthetic.
is his it's his own.
Yeah.
Like the way that he styles himself. Like,
Yeah.
with
You
the
look good. I
vintage.
that's my vibe. Like very chill. Like
Yeah.
That's the dad.
I ain't
bro.
have much.
He's
I
like-
need to do laundry.
I am
ain't gonna
so
hold you.
bad. I am so bad for buying like crazy shit and then never wearing it. I would rather just wear some normal shit.
Yep.
And I don't like the way people look at me if I come out with some $1,200 shoes on. Don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like the
feel
way
like-
people look at them.
I was gonna say, I can tell like you talking about. I can tell you love what you're doing because you're talking about like getting ahead of yourself on stuff, and that just like shows that you're actually excited about what you're doing. You're like thinking so far ahead about it, but you really do got to pull yourself back.
Yeah.
And also,
And
you can
I love
really
that-
tell that everything
That's what
is
we were
so
talking
thought.
about earlier. Is like we
Like-
love what we're doing, and we just
Yeah.
wanna, I
Yeah.
don't know,
We do that. We're bad for that too.
good
Like
stuff with it.
we shot the video and then we're like, shit, we got to make another one. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's like
what now?
it's like what now?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to let stuff breathe.
So you asked, I guess, kind of how the no look passengers
No,
kind
she
of
said, are we best friends?
Are we best friends? Okay. Are we best friends? Yes. We're all like super close. Don't touch me. So me and B may go way back. I met Trevor through the podcast, which is crazy to think, but like, I don't know. We didn't really know of each other, and then we linked up doing this, and I fuck with Dude So Heavy, and then me and Party Mike, like high school friends, because he's got a story. He moved here his senior year of high school, and then we linked going. He used to give me rides to the Y to play ball. Yeah, so that's my little part. I'll give this back to you.
It's crazy that me and Cam didn't know each other at all because we have so many mutual friends.
Yeah.
I'm tied in with everybody like somehow. It's
Somehow.
pretty cool because I mean,
Me and
like
you
just
got
said with
tied
the
together
Y,
through music.
making music. I
Yeah.
remember pulling up to your old place, and I
Mhm.
mean, this is one of my first best friends. Like
Same.
when I got here, so
You know, this is my dog. Party Mike. He was like the new kid in school, our senior year of high school. And I was like, oh shit.
Damn, that's rough.
it's tough. Yeah.
It was tough, but he had some swag. I was like, he's cool. You know, I'll fuck with him.
I fuck with him.
And then me and Trevor.
I'm gonna fuck with me.
I don't even know how me and Trevor. That's the thing with me. I know Party Mike moved to high school, but I can't give you a point in time where I met any of these dudes. They just kind of was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I remember.
Trevor was Trevor.
It's like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, Cameron was like allegedly like 14. Nah, you weren't that young. He was like 16 maybe.
No, 17, 18.
17, 18. Was he? Damn, I guess so. But we was drinking and partying and shit and going crazy and 23. I feel like I've known Trevor forever.
Well, we
And it's
kinda
just a
did.
small town.
Yeah,
it's
true.
like
I
Born and
remember.
raised
I remember
here.
going to eat at his grandpa's restaurant where he worked, and my parents knew his people.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, there's Brenton." I just remember a little redhead kid. You know what I'm saying? But then in
Serving
high
the
school,
food.
then in high school, we figured out that we liked a lot of the same music and we loved rap music. So we would just sit around at the lunch table, talk about rap music, and
freestyle, beat on the table.
yeah, do all that shit. And then we just became friends from there, and then been friends ever since.
Yeah.
And in fact, whenever I decided I wanted to make music, like later in my life, I was like, I gotta hit up B-Man because I know he makes beats and like we make music together. And we started hanging out again. Then we got close from there.
Yeah.
It's been like that since. So
Nice.
Yeah, you know,
It just all
Short
fell
story
into
long.
place.
Short story long. I like that.
you know.
Because sometimes, you just got to, anyway. Me and Jasmine are cousins, so we've known each other. I mean, like, her family and my family, like, they're, yeah. My mom and her mom are first cousins, so their parents are siblings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. I couldn't figure that out.
Family-
In the same neighborhood.
Yeah,
you
so
were
I've just known her
there on
forever.
top of the hill, I was 2 houses behind.
Yep, 20 Oak Avenue.
Our aunt was in the middle, so. Yeah.
Y'all been tight since y'all was in diapers.
We've
then
just,
probably.
we are always,
That's
we gonna be locked in for
locked
life.
in, like
Yeah,
right here.
no matter what.
Like,
It's
locked
fire.
in.
It's
Yeah.
fire. It's also fire. Y'all got like a big family? Does your family still have like family gatherings and shit?
No, not like
'Cause-
that. We-
Not to get depressing, but
No,
like
no, it's just not
my
like
family
that.
don't do that shit no more. And every holiday, I'm like, man, why? Like,
We
why
only
is it
do,
so
like,
gloomy?
Christmas and
You know,
Thanksgiving.
like
Like our families, like her son and my son, don't get together like at the same time. But like,
Yeah.
my family will get together for like holidays and things like that. But that's just because we're all kind of spread out in
Yeah.
different places, and we all have kids and live in different cities and things like that. So sometimes it's hard for us to all get together.
Yeah.
facts.
We're doing it more now that our grandparents are getting older, and we're trying to like.
I think that's the thing. Like most of the
Yeah.
older people in my family are gone now, so it's like
It's
just-
our turn. That's what I
it's
keep
kinda
saying.
like
Like,
that's
it's
what I'll
on
be
us.
telling. But at the same time, damn, we're about to get real deep. But like, especially me and Party Mike, we have this conversation a lot. But like, that's what is family? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that
I'm
shit?
closer to you motherfuckers than I am a lot of my family.
It's blood. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my dream, bro, is for this thing to go crazy. You asked what the podcast. I'll give you the ultimate end goal. Somewhere down the line, we have a plot of land where Party Mike's family is over here,
Yeah.
and Cameron's family is over here, and Trevor's over here, and I'm over
I love
here.
how
What
I
are
don't
those
get a
called? I
family.
seen that on TikTok.
I
where
don't-
it's like
I
not
don't get a
compound?
family,
Yeah,
okay.
a compound. That's what I was thinking.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
And it's
man.
like,
That's
okay,
dope.
my kids are his kids' cousins.
Yep.
And you know, that's the family. This is what we care about. Like this group of people. Because like, what is it? You know, it's like,
I love it.
That's like being.
that's a good question. You know,
Yeah.
not to get too deep, but
No, I
like,
feel that. I like to get deep for sure.
what is the, you know, like what's
just-
important to you is kind of how I've not that, you know, I don't love my family. That sounds kind of crazy, but like, you know, eventually everyone's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Well,
And
I
it's like,
think
I don't
early
have a
on-
bunch of cousins. I don't. It's me
Yeah.
and my little brother. So it's like, you know,
I
got.
think-
Yeah.
I think,
And I'm a bastard, so it's like we're about to get real deep. I'm on a tangent
I know.
now.
I seen that, and I was trying not to read it because I was like, I knew it was gonna be something crazy. Sorry.
well,
It's like I've always had like a disdain for my name. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always wanted to like, you know, be May. Like I just want to change my name to May. I want to create my own shit.
Yeah.
Cause who's to tell me I can't make my own family tree? I'll be the start. Someone did that somewhere. It don't have to be legit, but you know, this is the
Yeah.
start. I have 3 brothers. We
Hold on.
branched
Can I
off.
pause you?
Yeah.
Because this is a dumb question, and please edit this out. Are you Matt? Are you Matt brothers?
Cousins.
Okay. I see. I just now like literally was like May.
By my definition.
Because I've known him. I went to West Marion.
You know what
Did
I'm
you go to West
saying?
Marion?
No, I went to Marion.
Okay.
Bulldog.
Anyway, sorry. I just had to.
Nah,
ask.
me and
Dog.
Matt's not related at all.
Okay,
actually.
but you're cousins.
But we're
Y'all
cousins.
kind of look alike.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is family?
They said cousins by his definition.
By my definition.
But y'all kind of
Alleged
look alike.
cousins.
We're alleged.
Y'all are real cousins.
No, we're not
Y'all
at
got
all.
the same last name.
No.
Is that not your last name?
My last name is B. May is not my last name.
Okay, what's
I have
your-
like a last name.
You're cutting this out, right?
The what?
I was like, you cut
Nah,
this
it's
out.
all-
Yeah, I
all
can
good.
cut this out. But like, Manor is my last name.
Okay.
But like, I don't fuck with my dad.
Got you.
So why would I carry that name throughout my life?
I feel you.
Why would I build on that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
fuck that. Why would I give anybody
didn't,
credit
didn't
for
Lil
that?
Wayne do that? Like his name was Dwayne, and that was his dad's name, right? And
I
he
don't
just
know.
cut the D off. He's just Wayne.
But we got to cut all this.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was just like, just so y'all know,
No,
as
that's
like I
fire.
figured they'd cut it out, but just so y'all
So
know.
it's like, I don't know. It's like to me, it's like family and you know the names and who you're by definition supposed to care about. I don't believe in that, you know.
I don't
But
either.
at the same time, you know, I consider myself. I would say I'm religious. I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
I'm all that. But there's just certain things that like I don't think like that. You know, like I think. You know, this is my fam right here. So like, if we build on that, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll break it down like this. I think the way that we've like found each other is like we all do things that our family. Nobody in our. Can we just say it? Nobody in our
Yeah.
families believe that this is ever going to be anything. They never thought us making music was going to be anything. They make fun of us for it. People make fun of us for it. Like nobody believes in the shit.
That's what we talked about, is the small town hate. People
like,
don't like to show love.
You
Yeah,
worry,
and it's
you like worry, and you feel self conscious that like people are pointing the finger at you. We're in a small town where people like are really scared to follow their heart and their dreams and everything. So I know as long as I got these guys, there's people that believe in me.
Yeah.
And that means a lot. You know?
That means the most. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
So
saying?
that's why
it's
they're like family.
I think to answer your question, we're not best friends. We're for real family.
Yeah.
Because it's in a small town, it's really, really hard to find people that like reconcile with the same things that you do.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody kind of follows that same kind of follow in line path. You got to do this. You got to get this degree. You got to get this job, or you got to work at this place. And we're just not like that. Like,
yeah, we ain't either.
the dreams are big. Like the dreams are like people don't get it. Like
Can't have those conversations with everybody because they won't get it.
no, and they don't.
Yep.
And people judge you. Like I said, my own family. Like they don't believe in none of this
Yeah.
shit, and that's fine.
Just want to make you feel lesser for wanting to do something like that.
It's almost like people project their own fear
Oh, 100%.
onto you. They
Yeah.
put their self in
Projection is
your
real.
shoes. Like, well, I could never make it in music, so neither could you.
Or I wouldn't do that, but
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
like,
and it's
yeah.
like,
I
but
get
they're
that a
only
lot.
thinking from like their perspective and
Yeah.
their shoes that they live in and that they walk in.
what
every
they've
day.
always known.
Yeah, so it just, I kind of love the fact that even if it never goes anywhere, at least I tried. And
Yep.
at least I had big dreams. And
But
at least I can dream.
to counterpoint that, bro, is I've never seen someone not make it.
Yeah.
I've seen someone quit
And making it is
and
really
give
subjective.
up. It's
You think about
subjective,
it?
but I mean, think about it.
I mean, we get to do this shit.
Like
Whenever
we
we
were like
want.
we wanted to start a podcast, we wanted it, and like not to stroke our own ego, bro, but look at this shit.
I think
Like,
this is dope as
It's dope as hell.
Like-
People say they want to start a podcast. They try to do it.
I want to start a podcast.
They ain't about to do it. Well, I'll help you do it like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
y'all are my bros now. So.
excluding you, like they're not doing it like this. Like
This is
not
the
to
most legit shit I've seen.
stroke it out, but like I mean, it's nice.
Self-sucking.
So my bad,
I like
my
that. I
bad.
like that struggle. I like it.
He actually did a stroking motion whenever he
I
said
seen
it.
it the first time. That's why I was just like,
just self-sucking.
yeah. It's, anyway,
We
but,
call it
but this
self-sucking.
point-
Cameron came up with that.
but this goes
self-suck.
into. Go ahead, my bad.
We get a lot of pushback from it's cool. We get a lot of pushback for the podcast because I feel like it's kind of our personality showing through. Do you get a lot of pushback with the embody stuff, like you were saying, like somebody saying, "Oh, I would have done it this way," or
not yet.
not yet?
Not yet. No, I haven't
So
really
I
done
I
that.
will say I've noticed that like the people that I've seen, you know, that you post that by like you got a very supportive people around you. From the outside looking in,
Yeah.
you know,
If
like,
you got any, you're
Jasmine
lucky.
supports me for sure.
but even like just
Share posts every single day, all the time.
Well,
I see it.
I think people are
Cut
afraid
that
to
out.
do that.
I got
Cut
you.
that
I
out.
got you.
It's like as simple as this though, and I say it all the time. It's like everybody wants to give their opinion on like what they would do or how they would do it, but they don't do it. And I'm like, if you want to talk shit about like the results that we get, you put your face on some shit and you see what it does.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna do shit because like it is what it is. And, that's
And
just
there's
how
a
it
whole
works.
nother aspect of it is like we try really hard at this.
Yeah.
What we don't try really hard at is pushing it on people. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Like
Yeah.
it's here. If
we
you wanna
really
see it.
want it to bubble and be organic.
Yeah.
And it's like another reason, selfishly, another reason why I want to talk to you. It's like that's how you build this type of shit.
Yeah.
You talk to you, and then it's like, oh, Tiarra had a 2.5 hour long conversation, and it was fun watching. Like, who are
Yeah.
these guys? You know what I'm saying? And it's like it just builds step.
And
You know,
vice versa.
I mean,
you
that's
know,
kind of how it's
brick
been.
by brick, and it's like that's how I want it to be. Like I want it to be organic. I don't want to pay $100 and get 15 followers or
Facts.
put a sponsored post up and like
That
to
shit's
get.
You
corny.
said it. You want it to be organic.
I want it to
Like,
be
period.
organic.
I feel that.
Like
Yeah.
Because
I-
those are your people. Like that's your target audience.
That's
or your
most of the
target
people. That's
customer.
the people that's
You know
gonna
what I'm
stay
saying?
down.
Yeah.
too.
explain it.
100%. No, I get it.
I want your opinion on this. Like, explain the feeling when someone hits you on Instagram or sends you a text and it's like, I just got my shirt in, I just got my pants in. It's like,
Yeah.
I love it. It's like explain that feeling.
I get those all the time, and it's so crazy.
It's like a high to me.
It
Like-
is, yes. And I'm an emotional person. Like I don't know what. I'm
Sam,
very empathic.
I had to fight
like
back
I feel
tears that
energy.
last conversation.
No,
cuz.
literally,
was over here like, I love
am-
these motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, I'm so emotional, so I feel it. Like sometimes I might shed a tear or something, but it's just like, I think sometimes, and I hate to even be like this, but it's almost like, wow, like they feel that way about something I put together or something
Yeah.
you know, because there's like that doubt, like no
Yeah.
matter the feedback,
And like
just,
you just said, too.
and imposter syndrome, whatever.
Imposter.
You know?
I have that bad with what I'm doing right
Yeah.
now because like I spent so much time looking up to the people
Yeah.
that I'm like rubbing elbows with now, and it's like I don't even feel like I'm the same thing, but I am.
Yeah.
It's like weird.
And
'cause
it goes
I know
back to
it
like
feels
what you
like.
just said. It's not the people that you expect or even want it to be
Yeah.
sometimes.
No,
It's
literally.
like,
It'd be like, dang, that's
You'd be like,
crazy.
damn, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, and then personally, I get in on this whole thing like, maybe I'm a piece of shit. Maybe I'm treating the wrong people better than other people. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And,
a
like,
cycle.
It's
You
like
go
a
through
cycle.
those
Like,
phases.
yeah, it's
You're like enjoying it, like eating it up, like hell yeah, feeling proud, and then there's like that. Well, maybe that you're like hard on yourself and second guess, and it's
Yeah,
just like
I'm
always
like-
those damn cycles. I think that's life.
it's
really
it's
think
an
that's
odd
like-
feeling, but
It's
I
some
love
mountains
it.
and
you know, like-
valleys.
Yeah.
Mountains and valleys.
Speaking of like people
said
that
that.
you feel like aren't like just kind of like, damn, I wouldn't even expect them to be supporting me or doing this. Like, shout out to you for sharing, like just out of the blue.
Oh
just,
no,
like,
for
sharing
sure.
my
Well,
podcast.
that goes like I wanted to talk about on here, but we kind of
He's been
talked
talking
about,
about getting you on for a while now.
Yeah, we've had these conversations. For
He's like,
months.
look,
literally.
this girl,
how
she's got
how
this
many
dope
times have I
clothing
hit
brand.
you up?
Several, a lot.
Yeah.
It's
You know
like
what's crazy to think about, and it's one of those moments of like, wow, like me. I think back to before I even started. You didn't even know what Embodie was gonna look like
Nah,
what it was
nothing.
gonna become, and I was just like, let me like get launched first. You was still almost like
I don't
betting on it.
I don't
like,
even really know what it was, but it was just like I think it was Cameron. I told him I was like, bro, I don't know what it is about this right here, but like this
gonna be
Yeah,
something.
he said
this
that.
something like
He
we
said
gotta
that.
link with her because it's like one, it's at the same time. We're both
Yeah.
trying, and like I told you, with anybody, you know, like I may not see everything going on, but like if I see it and like I respect it for one,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, I don't know. It's like even the way you sent the message was like, I need a videographer for this like, I don't know. The way you worded it was like, okay, she cares about it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It's so many different things I'm trying to say. It's like
You
I
just get
want to
that
see.
instinct
I want to
feeling
see this.
off of it.
I want to
energy,
see this
yeah.
small
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
bubble because there's a lot of dope things and dope people here. It's a lot of shit that happens.
There's been a lot of dope
Lot of-
shit.
you
Like,
know.
nobody like knows it. Like nobody looks out for it. Nobody expects it. Like there's
A lot-
always been dope.
a lot of fucked
Yeah.
up, grimy, dirty shit be happening here. But
Yeah.
in all that, there's some beauty and there's some really good people here, and like, I think it should be shown because no one's ever supported it. Like, no one just reaches out and says, "Hey, I see you doing that good job." Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And when it does feel good.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like, damn, you see me.
Yeah.
yeah. But and then there's another aspect of it of like, one of my favorite quotes is like, "A rising tide builds all ships." Like, say this shit hypothetically, you know, this interview blows up and then now you can't keep shit in stock and people want to watch our shit. Well, oh shit, we're doing business together. We're linked together forever now.
Yeah.
So like, it's just more people on the team with the same goal.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know.
I just like
you talk
seeing
about
people do
thinking
something.
big,
Yeah.
and like this is kind of one of my
No,
problems where
I'm
like
right
I
there
can't
with
get
you.
the end goal out in words, but I see it.
Yep.
Like I see a compound with everyone here and an office on the Embodie wing and the NLP studios over here. Something else on this floor, something else on this floor.
I feel it.
You know, and
That's
it's like,
important. So that that long-term vision is so important, and then your job is to put together the steps.
You
So
ever
That's
heard
like
of,
that's,
to, like,
that's
get there.
manifestation.
Yep,
Like
period.
that's
And you
law
just
of
have to do the
attraction.
work too. Yep.
Like
Show up as that already. Like every day
Exactly.
you wake up, like just
That's-
envision that.
that's kind
shit.
of why we did
know
this
how
whole
many-
shit. Like it was like, it's cool doing it in Trevor's living room and it's fun and
Yeah,
it's
I
cool,
hated it.
but I treat this shit more than that.
Yeah.
You know, I look at this shit more than that. It's way more
we
important.
thought it was cool as shit in the living room, and now we see
I thought it
now.
looks cool, and so it's just
Now-
like y'all
now
are taking those
it's-
steps to like.
I've had this is the weirdest thing ever, but I've told these boys, you know how many weird like, just random days that I've had crazy deja vu since we started doing this shit. I'm like, yo, it's like
we were doing something and Trevor just stopped and was like, I have really bad deja vu right now. What was
like
we
the
doing?
weird. We were just hanging out.
No, we were shooting the video. He was like middle of the
about to
video and
say.
Trevor
Oh.
just stopped and he was like, I have really bad deja vu right now.
No,
But,
because I really believe in manifestation and everything, and like I just think if you can see it, like this is crazy.
Look at this, bro.
Like it looks cool, but like
It does look cool.
But like now it's just something different.
But how cool is it gonna be to look back on this setup and on this setup?
Oh,
and
it's
everything,
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
That's gonna be
already
so
cool,
dope.
bro. Like,
yeah,
it's
that's
like-
what I'm saying. But like, just being able to watch your journey unfold, like that's
Yeah,
like
for
it's
real.
really
Like-
cool that it's documented.
And that's the same.
And this was
that's
a
how I
really
feel about you.
motivational
Yeah.
episode. Dude, this is funny.
Turn this off,
We
man.
gonna
I'm
be
about,
kicking
I'm about to cry.
We're gonna
man.
be kicking it 10 years from now, wherever, whatever big city we're in at that time, like grabbing lunch because we're both in town at
Look
the
at
same
the
time.
old
Exactly.
Like
thumbnails
y'all
and
remember
shit.
that one time we recorded the podcast at the studio?
At
and
the
blah,
old
blah,
studio
Like,
in
that's
that
gonna
little
be
ass room.
dope.
Look
It's
at
gonna be dope.
how bad the thumbnails used to be.
But the guess who's at the party? Like the Drakes and like
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
like-
Like,
I-
yeah.
Like,
I
look at
see
the,
all
look at
that.
the way the shit looks now, just like the thumbnails and like.
And it's
you
went through
go
way.
back to
I
the
don't know,
old
man.
one. Look at the old ones. Like it just like there's so many. Just I love being. It's like
Look, you're about to make me cry.
it's like.
Because I'm just like, I can see it.
I hate whenever an artist deletes
Stop!
their
Stop!
first
Stop!
music.
Stop! It's not about us. Stop.
No.
It's about Tiarra.
No, but still, like you know how rare I don't get to have these conversations with people who think
No, you
like
don't,
this
because it's
ever.
hard to
Same.
find.
If
It's
you-
really
and
hard to
so,
find.
It does get
I can talk about this shit all day.
It does get a little. You ask if we argue, or
We
fight.
definitely fucking argue.
We
I've
definitely
had to
get
look
in-
at him and be like, why the fuck are you mad at me right now? What did I do? And me and him are good at that because we can argue.
And sometimes I look at Trevor and be like, I don't know, but shut the
No,
fuck
I
up and let
literally
me
do.
argue with you right now.
This
You
dude
know
got
what I'm
pissed
saying?
off
Like,
at me last night because I broke a tech deck.
bro. He tried to kickflip with his feet, his whole body on a
Not
fingerboard.
kickflip.
Snapped the fucking tech deck in half. Yeah, I was mad. Yeah, like anyway.
he got mad at me for some shit the one day, and I looked at him and I was like, "So you gonna sit here and bitch at me, or you want to talk about it?" And like that's the kind of friendship that we have. And it takes a while to get like
Ain't
that
no
too.
beating around the bush. Just cut
Because
to the shit.
22-year-old,
Yeah.
But I think
22-year-old me
argue-
would have been like, "Shut the fuck up, bro. I'm out of here."
I don't think it's arguments, but I think we get into that because we don't not say shit.
Yeah.
Which I think is key.
Yeah.
Like if
don't argue on this stuff though.
Yeah.
Like this stuff, we don't really.
Even if y'all were arguing right
What do you
before,
mean by
y'all
that,
gonna
dude?
come in and y'all gonna turn it on and get it done. Yeah.
yeah, it's
So
like
if we got
we don't argue over.
This
stuff
type
that
of
we
stuff.
publish.
Yeah.
We don't really. We're all pretty
No.
comfortable on that stuff.
it's kind of like, hey Cam, you get it up on Tuesday, and like that's where it kind of stops.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's 10 a.m., sometimes it's 6 p.m., but it goes up on Tuesday, like so it's like hard to be mad, but like
Yeah.
we argue, but not like a good argument.
It's like healthy conflict.
It's
or
healthy.
whatever. Yeah.
I mean, we
You
can
know.
sit here and argue, but like I said, I just look at it and be like, "Are we going to scream at each other, or you want to talk about
Let's
it?"
argue right now, just to prove it.
No, it's okay.
um
Just to prove it. It needs to be organic.
We can take
That's
Yeah.
our word of the day.
facts. All right, so you just said off mic, off camera, you said you don't like taking selfies, and you don't like what did she say? I don't want to misquote it.
She said she doesn't like putting her face on there.
Yeah. So it's like I feel the same way, like, but as I was about to say, with this, like, our business is a little bit different. Like, this
Yeah.
is we're selling ourselves, so it's like we have to be like, I can't sell you a t-shirt right now, like I got to sell you on me being me.
Yeah.
So it's like you do with the whole process of
Y'all
like
gonna get to know me.
yeah, the whole process of like the podcast stuff is like being cool because it's like it's been more fun, like not necessarily like realizing who I am because
Yeah.
like I know who the fuck I am obviously, but like like
Yeah.
you gotta stand when you say it, you gotta stand on it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes you get good or bad, you gotta embrace it. But how do you deal with that, especially being like the face of like the brand and
Yeah.
all that?
No, you're 100% right. I think about like anytime you could even like compare it to like a relationship. Like let's say our friend is going through something, we can give them the best advice in the world, and honestly feel some type of way when they don't take it.
Yeah.
But then when you're in
'Cause
that
you know it's
situation,
right.
absolutely, and you only want the best for them, and so then when you're in that situation,
You
it's
don't-
like yeah.
no.
So I think for Embody, as I mentioned earlier on, like it's so important to me for people to just like be able to live in their skin comfortably and like love who they are no matter where they are, like physically, mentally. Like I don't know, I just really am always rooting for other people, and I think that's a really important aspect of it. But as I was saying earlier, like being the face of the company, like I really, it's so wild. I try to stray away from that because like I am also like insecure and I have all these things and like my
We
brand is
all
gonna, I think that's the beauty of the brand is just gonna help me grow along the way. But like, for example, I don't like recording videos of myself and like putting my face on camera. That's why a lot of the times when you see me, like especially on my personal page, if I take a selfie, like my camera is covering my face. And I know I don't ever want to show up as like hypocritical or like contradicting myself with the message that I'm trying to point out, but I think it's just a reminder that like we're all human and we all feel these things, and it's I don't know, regardless, I think it's important to just like lean into that and like
No, for
really
sure.
own who we are.
Like I just said, it's like that's what's kind of like the beauty in it all is
Yeah.
like you
Well,
are
just like
you're
your
living
brand.
the brand.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what you like, that's you're figuring it out. Like
Just
Yeah.
like your brand is like on a journey of being more secure, just like you are
Yep.
as a person.
Yep,
Exactly.
So like
absolutely. And
the
I want that
further
for
it
others
go-
too.
yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
it's really hard sometimes, but honestly, that's been like the best thing about all this is like all of us just accepting who we are
Yep.
and putting it on camera.
Yep. And finding yourself a little more every day, like throughout the process. I think
Yep.
that's important. Yeah.
I will say being on camera is like, it's weird to just see yourself. I don't
Yeah.
know, just
it is, but then
Just
there's
being-
It
also
opens
this
you up
like
for judgment. I think
There's
that's
also
ultimately
times
like,
where I'm like, yo,
because
I
we're
look
all the
good
hardest
right
critics on ourselves.
Yeah,
And I mean,
yeah.
we're going to look instantly, we're going to find the flaws at like what's going on. So
Well,
Yeah.
you got to understand, like, when you look at yourself and whenever I look at you, there's two different things that are
Yeah,
there. So, like,
true.
whenever you're sitting there looking at yourself thinking, like, I look stupid, I really believe that other people don't see it that way.
But then
Yeah.
there's also this other like vain feeling where like when you it doesn't happen often, but when you do see him, like, oh, I look,
Yes,
I look
so-
alright,
yes,
you
yes.
know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
like,
what I
look
just said.
alright.
I
I'm
just
like-
said sometimes
Yeah.
I be looking
It's
at
like-
myself like,
We
damn,
all
I
have
look
those
good in
moments.
this
like,
episode.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna make a bunch of clips of this episode. You
Yeah.
know,
But it's
I
like-
feel that.
I don't think you can feel that way all the time. Like I
nah,
think
you can't.
you
It's-
can't.
You're
you know
a
what I'm
human
saying?
being.
Because you just can't. And if you do, there's probably something wrong with you. You're probably an asshole.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like-
That's
Everything
something wrong
ebbs
with
and flows. Like it's all that roller coaster. Like I compare that to so many aspects of my life.
yeah, we talk about. It's what I tell Party Mike all the time. It's like the feeling of doing something, like you get something done and it's accomplished, and
Yeah.
you're like, I need to do more.
Yeah.
And then it's like I don't know what to do, and it's like I think I figured it out. And then it's like it starts over.
Nah,
Now
yeah.
you got to
Start-
build it. Now
I
you
love
got to
that
do
you
it.
really did go in a cycle with your
Yeah,
hands.
like-
I love that.
yeah.
Sometimes you really think like, oh, I got the recipe now. The
Yeah.
recipe don't hit always.
Yeah.
So like you gotta
Know when to pivot. Yep.
reconstruct things and reconfigure, and it's really just a whole journey of just like nobody really knows the answer. Like different things work for different people.
Yep.
So like it's a lot of trial and error,
Mhm.
and like even with my stuff, I figured out what works, and then like it works for a while, then it stops working. Then you gotta go into putting a whole different sort of effort into something else, and
But
it can be
another
you know,
thing for you too is like how do you so like us, we sit here and talk, like we can look up what people are looking at, we can look at the trending things and we can talk about it, and it's like not that it's easy, but like we can talk about that, we can have an opinion, we can make some jokes off that, but
it's
like,
like
you
having a guideline.
you kind of create what you like.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like making music. How I came up with this in my head. It's like you create what you like, and then you got to try to sell that to the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to hope that I hope they like this shirt. I hope they like these pants. You know what I'm saying? So how do you get like? Do you ever get like? Do you think about that when you're making stuff, or do you just like, fuck it? You
Yeah,
know, like-
so it's actually quite the opposite because like my style might be a little bit different than everybody's. I don't know if anybody peeped this, but when I first launched and I did my first set of samples, they were blue. They were blue, different shades of blue. Blue is my absolute favorite color. My nails are blue right now. And then I had to take a step back and remember, Tiarra, like this isn't for you. It's for others. Like regardless of the style, like I'm not creating this for myself because everybody's, you know, what they like and their perception is not going to be the same as mine. So it's the opposite, thinking about what other people want, what problem I'm trying to solve, whether it's being able to go to the gym and doing a squat without your sweatband moving, your waistband moving and staying in place. So
I will say, not to go crazy off, but the way y'all designed women's leggings is insane. I was doing laundry this morning and I was folding my girls' clothes and like my pants fold in two, or they fold in half.
Yeah.
You know, like She had like a weave this way, and it was overlapped on the front, and then the back was slant. I was like, how in the what is this?
Yeah.
Like, so it, it's different. Obviously I'm not
is.
wearing women's clothes, so like I don't understand it fully. But
Yeah.
like,
You don't have to. It don't really even have to be understood. It's just like
No,
it
exactly.
speaks for itself. Honestly, when you wear it, self-expression.
this is. Let me see if I can put this into words. You know what you do reminds me of, like the
Everything
essentials.
looks so legit.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I
you've
did this
done
to
a good
myself,
job.
y'all. Listen, I did this
Sorry, I
to myself.
didn't mean
I
to
was
cut
like,
you off.
I'm sorry too. I just
Yeah.
want
No,
to
you're
know. We're looking at my website right now. My goal, I told like the people that my mentors, I was like, I just want to keep it simple. I'm gonna do it myself to save on cost.
You did this? You did
Yeah, I
this?
did this myself.
That's awesome.
And,
looks
and I've done this
amazing.
before because this is like the third business I've
Hey,
ever
just so you
started.
know, I was
So,
working in the truck driving.
That's not well. It looks better on mobile view, like all the way that's
It looks
in that
great
layout.
right
but
here.
like,
it looks
yeah.
great.
So
I mean,
let's
that's
do that
smart to work.
myself.
It's
Yeah.
good to make friends though, because like
Absolutely.
eventually, like I'm gonna be like, yo, help me with this shit. I wanna do it.
100%.
Like,
We all have our own strengths and weaknesses. I think that's so
Yeah,
that's so
absolutely, yeah.
important. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, put the email in there. We'll
Yeah,
get
go
a-
ahead and subscribe.
No, I just want you to know when you dropped, I was on here driving, just like I don't know. I kind of treated it like
Allegedly.
like a song. No, I was there like a song. I was like, maybe if I just go, it helps out, like traffic or something. My bad. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
what a noob.
All right, Sammy. Love you, Sammy, bro. My bad. Let me put that on damn.
Amateur.
That's crazy.
Rookie
Me of
mistake.
all people, bro. I would have dogged y'all
I'll
out.
tell
I
y'all
never be
what
me.
is really
Anyway.
important to me though. Just like I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
Finish
no,
your
no,
thought.
no. I was about to get back to it, so
I was just
you
gonna
gotta get that
say
off the
like
screen.
what I really want is size inclusivity is like so important to me. So it's so hard to do that like when you first start out because you have a small budget and you kind of focus on the things that are selling more frequently. But like I actually just put out a message about this the other day. Like I just want people to know that that's something that is super important to me, and I'm working on it as like my budget grows and time allows, because that is the one thing about when you're working with a manufacturer, in order to have like clothes that are more plus size, like
So,
you have to do so many quantities, and
let
it's
me
just
ask
kind
you
of hard
this.
to do
and we
that.
can cut this if you want.
So I want to be 100% made in the U.S. and I want to be able to go in and feel it and have a play in it.
Because
I love that.
I-
yeah.
I want that so bad.
now to get deep into the clothing, like I
Yeah.
said, I've dabbled in this stuff before,
Yeah.
and like
It's hard.
I can get how to get your blank or your whatever you want to start with, get to that point, and then when you go into manufacturing, like I noticed that when you're like looking up how to start a clothing brand, no one tells you. that
No,
shit.
it's yes. Thank you for saying that.
You cannot
Like a
find
secret.
that.
It's
I've
It's like
searched
a-
that podcast so many times.
and
like
and people will like literally like tell you that like find a manufacturer, and then that
and
like,
then they don't. It's like
then
okay,
you,
well,
like,
tell me
where
the
do you
manufacturer.
start?
yeah,
Where do you
like where do
start?
you start? It's like that's one thing that I've noticed like in everything I'm trying to do. I've made beats. I learned how to make beats. I learned how to make a podcast. Like
Yeah.
the clothing brand, like it's a wall. Like there really is like
It is.
It really is a wall, and like
They
I haven't.
gatekeeping.
They
Right.
do. They do.
They
and like
literally
I've
are.
never been able
That's
to figure
crazy.
it out. Like I've never been able. Like I've been on the Alibaba. I've messaged them.
Yeah.
Like I've never been able to get past that. I'm like, wow, fuck it.
Which
You
is
know,
why I had to
I'll
start-
I'll print a cool logo on a Champion hoodie before I do all
Yeah,
this shit.
that's why I had to
because, like,
start more. I guess it's considered white label already
Yeah.
done. And like my goal, I want to be able to design that, like working, like going in there, feeling it, like watching them.
I want to
cut.
like
So,
I've
I
always
love
wanted
that.
to go to like the fashion district.
Yeah.
Like LA and go feel the fabrics and
Yes.
like get the the order quantities, what's the
Yeah.
price you give me on it. Like that's the shit that I really
Yes.
like. Like with the podcast, like I want it to be fun, I want to do all that, but my goal is like, okay, all right, Bud Light, what's the contracts
Yeah.
to this terms? Like
working
what's
on the
deal?
business,
You know what I'm
not
saying?
so much
Like,
in it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like
but that podcast is different, so you will be in it, but you'll be doing more of the.
exactly.
but
That's
it's
the
a-
stuff that gets
Yeah,
that
same.
like really like
Yep.
that gets me going. Like
Yep.
One of the things I've noticed about people who make clothes, every time that I ever try to look to someone for advice, their advice that they always give me, don't do it.
No.
Yeah,
no, like
it's a very tough industry to break into.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is like
but I think it
that's
has to be tough.
Well, no, that's the stigma that they want you to believe because it's that competitive.
Well,
Yeah.
I started to say, I think it has to be that
I
way,
don't-
bro,
I don't-
because
I mean,
there's
I
so many
guess.
people that can just. We may have to cut this because,
nah,
like, there's so many people that can get a Cricut machine,
Yeah.
and put a fucking vinyl on a
It's
t-shirt
all over Instagram.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sell that shit
Yeah.
and say, "Oh, I started a brand." But
Yeah.
it's like,
Not really.
come
Yeah.
on, man.
You put
like,
pictures on
Yeah.
T-shirts, on Gildans,
Yeah.
you know.
and
Like,
it's
Yeah.
like it's
Bella
different.
canvas. Yeah.
Yeah.
feel
That's
like
not
it's-
what I want. That's
and
not
I've
what I
done that
want.
for my own shit.
Yeah.
And I like to make shit just for me to wear.
Yeah.
For like my stuff. So I don't care about the quality and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I told you, I do love to just get in Photoshop
Now,
and
I'll
design
be
and do all
completely
that.
transparent. Now that you're the homie and stuff like that, I'm gonna come to you one day and be like, "Look, I want to make a little merch. I want to make 20 hoodies.
Yeah.
Like, where do I get them? What's the best place? How do I do it?
Yeah.
We can drop them embody on the website. 50-50 it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
We don't even got to
figure
do
it
that.
out.
I'm more than happy. Like, I
No, that's
love talking about this type of
That's
stuff.
the business that
Yes,
I'm talking about.
yes,
Like, that's
that-
the shit I want to do. Like,
Yeah.
And that, again, that's like another reason that I was so persistent. Like, just come get on the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
because I was like, I promise if you come over here and we like actually explain the vision, and it's
Yeah.
more than us talking about Gooches on Instagram. Like, when you actually get in here
I
and
don't want to be a part of that conversation.
it's like when you get in here and see the actual vision,
Yeah.
like we're
No, I get it.
we're all in the same game. We all want the same goal.
In
So,
game
like,
is the same.
Why not play as a team?
Well, I'll just say it. This is definitely one of the most informative and best episodes.
Oh, it's been great.
I'm loving
Absolutely,
this.
yeah.
Like a lot of great information.
Cool.
One more questions about the embody. Where do you? I know you've said this, and I've seen it. You know, I read it. But like, where do you see the brand going? What's the goal? Like, not necessarily the how do you want to get there, but you know, what's the process of making that happen? You know?
Yeah. So where I see ourselves, and I don't think I don't ever want to be like any other brands. Like, that's not my goal.
Yeah.
But I do think of like those household names. Sorry. I do think about the household names like Lululemon and
Yeah.
Skims. And I don't know if you're familiar with Joa Brown. Like,
Let
I
me
work
ask you
with
one
all
more
women,
question.
so I know all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a far right turn, and so Jasmine, remember where we're at right here. Okay, I'm just, remember this point. But you're a fitness girl,
yeah.
so you know you ever heard of Alpha Elite?
Yep.
Yeah.
All of
Christian
those.
Guzman,
Yes.
Buff Bunny, all that.
Yes. All
Christian
of those.
Guzman, like I've watched him, like when I was like fat, and I was like, I gotta change my fucking life, bro.
Yeah.
I was a internet kid, YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
I started watching his videos, bro, and like that's the model, bro. Like from the warehouse gym to Alpha Land to the corporation to all his homies
Yeah.
running their own businesses.
His
and,
homies too.
like
I-
all that shit.
I watch his homies' car YouTube.
Yeah,
so
it's like-
it's like crazy.
That's the
how it
vision.
all
So
works.
like, for some, I don't want to say like that's where you got the inspiration, but like that stuff has like always been inspiring to me.
Yep.
So like, is that kind of where like you see that shit and you're like I can because certain people make you feel like they don't be like I'm doing this. Certain people make you feel like I can do this. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
no, I agree.
I can really do this, and it's like you said, Skims and all these big brands, but it's like
That's, and I hate that we had to stop there. Like, I don't want to be anything like them. I don't want to be so big that it's just like, oh, that's Kim Kardashian's brand. You know,
But
I don't
why would
wanna
you
be
not?
that. I want to always be like down to earth.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you
Exactly.
want to be able to
With that-
make like a
But as a
good living for
businesswoman-
as a
yourself.
businesswoman, yes. All that to say, like, I just want it to be a household name on that level.
exactly.
Yeah. You
exactly.
always stay true to like where it started, and
100%.
people being able to afford it, and like
Yes.
it not being like a hype thing that people go sell out on, like buy it
Yeah.
up, and like it's cool to think about your brand being so sought after like that. But for some people, it's more like I always want to be the brand that I don't want to sell out. I want
Yeah.
to be the brand that I
Yeah,
started out
exactly.
as.
And when I say like household name, I know y'all know what that means, but like I don't know if I guess it comes up on my feed because I watch a lot of it. But like every single Amazon influencer now, their videos, at least one of the videos that they post a day or a week is skim dupes. Like
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are
yeah.
trying, and I get it because they're trying to find affordable fashion that's like of the same quality, but it's just like Skims. It don't
Yep.
matter if you like it or you hate it, you're gonna hear about it. And I don't want people to hate my brand, but I just want it to be like an automatic instinct, like, oh, I need this comfortable like bodysuit that is like second skin feel. Like I'm gonna go order from Embody. I just want it to roll off the tip of the tongue.
One thing I like that you
know?
did that some people may not have noticed, but I noticed. And we can cut this if you don't want to spill the sauce. But did you send some clothes to like smaller influencers?
I did to two.
To two,
Yes.
and I seen them, and I clicked on the profiles. I was like, okay. It's like, this is a smart move. This is a
Yeah.
smart play.
UGC
Like,
creators,
I
they're
see,
everything.
I see that shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, she knows what she's doing. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Because that girl may not have 1 million followers,
Yeah.
but she has 25K.
Yeah.
And if you get 50
Yeah.
from that's worth
Yeah.
the free, pair of leggings or bodysuit that you sent her.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Like,
Yep. I follow specifically.
I see the
first
business
one-
model. You know what I'm saying?
the
I'll
first
be
one,
in there. I
so it's
respect
crazy.
it. I
follow-
love that shit. Like,
she has a huge following. The first girl, I'm not even about to drop her name, but she had like over almost 100, and then she got hacked, and she started over. So I've been following her for like 5
Yeah.
or 6 years. So that one was more of like promo, like she posted in her stories, and I was like
That's
forever
fire,
thankful because
yeah.
I got a ton of followers
Beca-
from that. The second one was more UGC, where she didn't post it on her page, but like she gave me some content that was something other, and so like
Yeah.
UGC creators are like, that shit is so dope.
so what is that? What is
So
a
it's
UGC?
user generated content. Like if you see people doing like try-ons, like, oh my gosh, I just
Oh,
got this.
okay, so it
haul
was like
in,
a-
let's
yeah,
do
yeah,
it,
yeah,
or
yeah.
like trying out like a what's that? I can't even think of anything you can think of.
No,
Just like
I said, I watch dudes unbox clothes
Yes,
and
that
like,
it's like that
Yeah,
for
yeah,
your
yeah.
feed. So it's like they don't necessarily post it on theirs because that's like a promotion, but they just create that content for you
No,
that
that-
allows like your consumer to better like.
no,
Yeah.
that's fire.
It's pretty dope. I'm
I-
just like, I don't like marketing is not my thing, as I've
Yeah,
told y'all
we was
before.
just talking
So
about it.
I just
Like, but
I'm
that's
winging it.
marketing. Like that's how you do it.
So
And,
I'm
like,
learning. I'm playing around with it a little
No,
bit.
it's step by step.
Just getting
Like,
better and better with it.
Yeah.
What I love about it is like being in a smaller, like starting out, you're a smaller business. What I love is that you may not like those things, but you're forced to learn them.
Yep.
And at some point, all these little things that you're forced to learn because either you don't have the budget to pay for help or people don't want to help.
Yeah.
You learn it on your own, and at some point, you're like, I don't need none of y'all.
At
Yeah.
some point, there's gonna be a little girl who's watching YouTube, and is like, I wish Embody would send me some leggings.
Yeah.
And I want to buy these Embody leggings and unbox them and make a thing, bro. And it's like, that's the, like we was talking about, the feeling
Yeah.
of success. Like, it's like that's the
it.
shit that's like
Yep.
the end goal that like you gotta see before it even happens.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Or even just like the people you said that like might reach out when they get their package and they're like, I love this.
Yeah.
That makes it all
I
worth it.
love seeing that, bro. Especially when it's like,
Yeah, just
the
people
homies,
reaching
like,
out
people
about the
I know.
podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like, that's cool, like to see, because we support it, but like I said, like I can't buy a pair of leggings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you can.
Yeah, I can.
I would
you know,
not
I
look
can.
good in
You
but
can rock them.
we'll put Cameron in them. You know, make a funny
Little
video
bro,
or something.
stop.
He
Don't
went
be
from
picking
the
on
big
little
jeans
bros.
to the leggings.
But like all we can do is like it and tell you like, hey, this is great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, I tried to buy something for my girl, but the shit was sold out so quick, like
Yeah.
I couldn't even get it. But it's like, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like certain people like that can support, like they need to do it, because like why would it blows my mind that like you have someone from the place that you're at,
Yeah.
or you know,
might be someone you know personally.
might
you
be
like.
someone you know
Yeah.
personally who does the same thing that you love, that you're
Yeah.
supporting a corporation
Yeah.
that
Don't
doesn't
give
give
a shit about you.
yeah, like
Or random celebrities. Like that
That
stuff
don't
that they
give a
just
shit
be
about
sharing
you.
randomly.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like I asked y'all to share this post and
you be
watch my
sharing
story and skip
motivational
past
quotes,
it.
and it's like you don't live by that.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
I just be like,
live
damn,
life,
okay.
love, bro. You be preaching eat shit, die. Like
That's one of the best shit I've heard him fucking say. I love it. Quote that, bro. That's on my
it's like
shirt.
th-
That's
that-
on that, bro.
I don't. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
shit right there. I fuck with that.
but you won't share my shit as actually,
Yeah.
you know, that has substance. Like I feel that. Like, but at the same time, it's like
It's
you-
okay.
Yeah, you gotta.
Those
It's,
that get it, and those that don't. Just like how it was so easy for you to just share my, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, for
we
sure.
align with the same. We have like the same kind of vision, different, you know, somewhat.
yeah.
And so we get it, and it's just very simple,
Like-
very easy to support somebody.
I can't tell
That
you
sees
what.
the bigger picture.
When like you were telling, like you have people like you share their stuff all the time for them, but they can't even like.
Yeah,
share
I can't listen. I can't
just
say, and I'm
because
not
they're
even trying
a
to.
Female.
Yeah.
Like he's not, but he
Yeah.
shared.
And he didn't know me from Adam.
And he shared it, but then like people we know, we share your business and stuff all the time. But like you don't even share mine like once. You ain't got.
Yeah.
I do events. I do weddings. You're not doing weddings. That's fine, but you can still share my post.
One thing I do
It's
a lot of that's like not even like second instinct. I will see somebody 9 times out of 10 on Facebook, and they're like, "Dude, I need a gardener to come to my house real quick." I'm tagging somebody that we ain't probably never met a day in our life, but I'm like, "Oh shit, I know for sure you do gardening. You have this business." I'm like tagging them, and I do that stuff all the time. And
Hey, if
it's
you
not
see
even
anybody
for-
needing a,
it's like just a second, like, oh shit, like let me put them on. You know, like it's just like instinct.
I was
So-
about to make a Whit Bell Bonds joke, but I don't think it's the time and place.
if somebody with like a good amount of following on YouTube, and it would have to be, I'm looking at like from my shoes and like the stuff that I promote, and I
Yeah.
have like a discount code, and like
Yeah.
you go buy car parts from here, I get money for it, but I'm getting you a discount. Like that's a really good thing to look into as well, as like female influencers that are like on the smaller scale, like 10K subscribers,
Micro influencers.
You hook them up with stuff, and you say, look, all you gotta do is, you know, tell people they can get a discount on this stuff. It would be probably people who go to the gym.
Yeah.
And like, yo, here's your link. Put this in your YouTube. I send you some stuff. And some people don't even gotta like give it to them for free. Some people's like, look, I'll give you 50% off of my clothes.
Yeah.
You put the link in your YouTube. I mean, I know you've thought about all that stuff,
yeah.
but it's like a good way to do it, because like I didn't think that nobody was ever going to buy no shit with my discount code. And then like I'm getting emails like, oh, you made this much money from this.
Yeah.
So it actually works.
Yeah.
And even on a
it's
small
fire.
scale. So like,
We're going to get
That's
us
definitely
It's like an
something
ambassador program. I definitely
that's
want to
what it
have one of
is.
those. Yeah.
It-
one day.
And I know a lot of people are like, you know, really kind of go out there and throw themselves out there as far as like the ambassador programs. Like at some point it's not even cool, especially for like, I don't know what is like Sheen and all these shit for the bigger people. The stuff that you're doing to me on a smaller level is way cooler.
It's
It's way cooler because like I like knowing that if I order some shit from you, your hands are gonna be the ones that.
I'll say it right now.
I'm doing a happy dance in my kitchen when I get
Exactly.
You know what's so
I love
crazy?
that.
Every
I love
single
that.
time I get an order, I tell my kids, and they just get so excited for me.
That's
I think that's
fire.
what's so. Or sometimes they'll get in the car whenever I pick them up off the bus, and they're like, "Did you get an order today?"
That's
or,
fire.
I'm just like
That is
the
awesome.
fact that they care and they ask me that, like, "Hey,
Nah,
that shit warms
that-
my heart every
that's
single
sweet.
time." Like,
Like-
so yeah, no,
See, and I love the like.
yeah,
I got like some guy sending me decals. I don't want the decals, but the fact that he was sending them to me makes me like appreciate him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna put them on the damn car.
yeah,
No, I don't want them.
Uh,
Like I love the fact that like there's a smaller business that is actually doing the processing, doing the order. It like helps their stuff out. I just love that. Like that means something to me.
Shout out to
so.
Kong Beer Bong. Like when we got that box that they sent us, it was like literally just the most fulfilling feeling. It's like
yep.
Somebody sent us something.
Somebody was
because-
thinking about
because
y'all.
of something we made.
Like, we made. They were like, "Oh, that's cool enough. Pack them something up."
That's so cool.
Like, and it was like, that shit's fire. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
didn't even have to be nothing good at all.
but my mind,
that means y'all made an impact.
my mind was like, okay, how do we get somebody to send us 4 Maybachs? You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta expand. They already see us. You know what I'm saying? How do we
Make
get
that
it up?
5.
Talking about Maybachs.
Yeah, the embodied package
Somebody
got
send
lost
me a
in the mail
motherfucking
somewhere.
bike, I'd be happy. Send me some damn roller
But,
skates.
you know, anything. But
I don't give a shit.
I don't know. It's
If
like,
you,
skates.
like I said earlier, if you send me anything, if you think enough about me to send me anything, I'm happy with that.
dude, it's great. It's like such a feeling. It's high. It's a high. Like it gets me high. Like
No, it's
you-
the
what's the word?
dopamine.
Euphoric.
Yeah, it's the dopamine.
Yeah.
It's the dopamine. It's the same thing like when you post something.
Yep.
If you post, a new drop and like it gets a ton of good feedback, it's like that dopamine.
Yep.
And looking at your website and everything
Your
too.
website looks great.
The
I
girls you
appreciate
work,
it.
the girls you work with, Emily. We know Emily.
Yeah,
Like,
shout out to Emily Hogan Visuals.
the
I love
whole-
you.
The whole everything you got going on is fire. Like nothing looks like.
It doesn't
even wanna
look.
say
It,
this on,
it,
like,
it looks
live.
legitimate.
Good,
like-
because that's my goal.
It doesn't look
With a
like
small
you did
budget.
it in home.
Yeah,
You know,
I appreciate
and
that.
the fact that you
I
did
didn't
makes
want
it
to.
so much fucking cool. Your website looks great.
Thank you. I really
Very
appreciate
No,
that.
it's very official. Like you sell everything off of your website.
Yep, strictly
Okay, because-
like e-commerce.
Okay, because I've had like friends that like kind of like try to sell their stuff, and it's always through like the big cartel website. But that's like I love it because it's so official. It's
So
your
you didn't
website.
do
Nope,
you
it's
didn't
mine.
do-
Like the
no
and it's-
Shopify, no.
And what
No,
is the-
Shopify is my
Okay, so
platform
that's
that I
different.
use.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
like
okay,
it's their
okay.
website host.
Okay, okay,
And
that makes
I
sense.
love Shopify because like you can get so many reports about like your conversion rates and all that stuff. So yeah, like it's gonna help me like do my taxes. and
Well, the
all that
one guy
stuff.
on there not buying stuff, that's me. So if I'm fucking up your analytics, tell me.
You know, it's crazy. It
I'll
tells
quit-
me
I'll
like
quit doing that.
if anybody like abandons your checkout or like if
can
they
send 'em
are,
an
become a
email.
customer and stuff like.
Like
Yeah,
you have
so-
this in your cart.
Yes, it will. It'll do
Yeah.
that after like 12 hours. I think that's what you can set up all that stuff. I
That's
do like
fire.
I'll send out newsletters and stuff like that. Like Jasmine has gotten them and all kind of stuff. Like the pop up, that's
We're
really
signed up.
cool. I always wondered like how people have those pop ups on their page for like the discounts and stuff, and then I was able to do that, and I'm like, all right. So yeah, no, everything I have, people will ask me sometimes. They're like, if I order it, when do I get it? I'm like, everything that you ordered, like, is in my inventory. So
Yeah.
you know, we're not drop shipping. We're not like it's just think of it as
That's
like
pretty
you
sharp.
would
And
any
it,
other
and it
brand.
counts like as it sells it, the
Yep,
quantity
it tracks
goes
the
down.
inventory.
That's
Yep,
fire.
it's so amazing.
I don't think that my brain would have figured any of that out. Like,
Well, this ain't my first rodeo. So.
nah, that's all so sharp.
trying to remember-
Like, it looks so sharp.
Thank
You were saying like when you get an order, I don't know. Did we say that on the pod or when we had stepped out about like your kids like getting excited about
Oh
it?
yeah, I don't.
It was
I
on
think
the
it was
pod.
on-
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so awesome. I love that.
I also like how you do you still do like I noticed the first drop you like hand wrote a note.
Yep.
That was fire. Like,
Everybody's
that,
first order, I handwritten them a note, and it was very specific to them. Like I talked about our relationship. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Like I put it on the fridge.
Yeah.
Like,
have you got anyone that like you don't know yet?
Yeah. A ton of
Yeah.
people that I don't know.
That's
Or
fire.
people that I know like through social media.
That's
Some
fire.
I had like my first I've had a couple out of state, but one was like in Pennsylvania, and I thought that was really cool.
No,
and she
that's-
just came
that's
across
sweet.
me through one of the influencers. So and she was like
See,
sharing
that
my
paid off. Like,
yeah, absolutely. She was like sharing my stuff on her page, like, oh, go check this out. They're running a sale. I'm just like, that's so dope, you know?
No, that's fire. We got to get an NOP discount code or
I got you.
We
I
can
don't know
push it
how
to our
can do that.
98% male audience.
we're gonna do it.
Who has girlfriends and wives, probably.
Exactly.
So
That-
there's that.
Well,
There you go.
probably
Didn't
not.
even think-
If
didn't
you're
even
watching
think
us,
about
probably not.
yeah, probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
If you're
Yeah,
watching
that-
us, you're probably in my boat.
That's our
That's
goal.
okay.
That's why you're here. You know what I'm saying?
There's at least like 5 to 10%.
No, we gotta
That
figure
promo
out.
code NLP.
Yeah.
Come on.
We
I
gotta
like
figure
that.
out something how we can do. We gotta buy something and give it away or something. We gotta.
16% female.
Hey,
Sorry, I was going off.
He's like,
my
just to
other
be
stuff, I
technical.
think.
that's fire. I didn't know that.
I'm in that 16%.
What?
Same.
We're in
Come on.
that. Talk about analytics and stuff too, bro. Like me and him will sit there and look and like, oh, they quit watching at 9 minutes and 52
Yeah,
seconds, dude.
yeah.
What do we have to do to keep him?
Who's this guy in the Czech Republic who keeps?
Yeah, dude.
yeah. It's so
Who
cool
is
to
this?
like look at it though and analyze it.
No,
Like,
it
all
is.
right, like this is what I need to be doing different. This is actually who my target customer is. This is who's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You pay
And
attention
that actually-
to it, it gives you good ideas.
Absolutely.
I
That's
will
what it's
say,
there for.
I will say it's pros and cons. You can get lost in it and
Yeah.
like almost lose the
Dwell on it in a negative way.
in a negative way and let it affect you. But one thing that I did see that like almost opened my eyes to shit. It was like it may have been on TikTok. It was like the people you watch, and it was like because we started our TikTok, we didn't follow nobody.
Yeah.
Our Instagram, we didn't follow nobody. It was like empty. You like,
Yeah.
we don't want no connection. No, don't push me anything that you think I'm gonna like. Like this is a business, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's like the TikTok viewers are like 97% from like the For You page, and the continue like the
Yeah.
views are like from like other places. And like I seen that and I was like, you stress so much about this place and feeling like people here don't support you. And I told Trevor this with his YouTube, is like it's a pond mentality. Like this is a country reference, but like if we're fishing, like I'm fishing in a pond, there's only so many fish in this pond. Like,
Yeah.
there's no, they can't get out. They can't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a pond. Like, do I want to like cast my net here and try to get, shit out of here, or do I want to go to the ocean?
Yeah.
And like, there's a whole nother place outside of here. Like the internet is a weird,
Yes.
place, but the internet, I've seen the internet build businesses, brands,
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
millionaires, like
Yeah.
whatever you want. Like the internet builds that shit for you. So it's like you can't get too caught up on like here specifically all the time. Like
Yeah.
And those numbers like showed me that like there's 5,000 people watching this shit on TikTok that's not even from here.
Yep.
Like,
Just infinite opportunity.
why am I worried about
everywhere
people
else.
here not sharing? There's
Absolutely.
someone else is, sending this to their homie who I don't even know, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Obviously, you want that support from.
obviously you
the
do,
hometown.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird hometown thing to like
but I think it
wish
comes.
like a
that the
stigma.
people supported you.
I think
Yeah.
it comes like
But
after
you know
they
that they're
see
probably
everyone else
not.
support you, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's our guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that. I know that's how it goes. So like, I'm not gonna be mad at it.
Yeah. No.
That's the game.
That's part of it.
It's just, I don't know. I could talk about that shit all day. Bro. Like, that's-
Same.
Um.
Same.
Well, you want to wrap this up, Miss Tiarra? Thank you for coming. For one, I was I was excited to have you on. I told the boys for a long time, like, you need
He's
to
been
come
talking
on.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been having this conversation for a while.
And I told him,
since we really started.
and
honestly.
like I told you, I was like, if you show up, I promise you'll fuck with us. Like, we're cool,
You
So
were right.
After the day, I feel like we're homies.
Yeah, for life. We're all
So,
locked in for life.
I will speak on behalf of all the boys. It's an open invitation. Whenever you want to come talk shit about whatever,
Okay.
you're more than
Good
welcome.
to
Yeah,
know.
because next time we might get the podcast where we just talk about conspiracy theories.
Okay.
All that.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'll be a part of
Anything.
that.
Anything.
That was just
Yeah.
my joke because we was talking about it.
Yeah.
On the breaks, we're shooting the shit. Like, it's the homies. So,
Yeah.
open invitation whenever you want to come talk about a drop. We'll
Yeah,
push
come
it.
promote
We'll
it.
push it
Anytime,
anytime. Whatever you want to do. You want a video,
I
After
definitely want a video, so we
after-
gotta talk.
after this episode, we'll talk more
Okay.
on the business side of things. But
Yeah.
thank you again for coming.
Yeah,
Shout
for
out
sure.
Embodie. Tell everyone, everything.
Yeah,
One
well,
more
first
time.
of all, thank y'all for having me. Like, it's been a pleasure. This is like, I don't know, made my days, filled my cup up a little bit, so I appreciate it. Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram at Shop Embodie, and that's spelled EMBODIE. We're on Facebook at Embodie. We're on TikTok, Shop Embodie, all the things.
Shout out to
I
the
love
TikTok. I
y'all.
didn't know you had a TikTok.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm trying to
get there.
grow
I'll get there.
I'm trying to grow my TikTok, so I'll take
I'll
all
put
of the
you-
followers.
Put you on
It
something.
is.
Put you on something when we get off of here.
Okay, perfect.
Got you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, Tiarra.
Give me
Thank
a real
you.
clap.
Thank you so much.
From here on out, gotta put some respect on the name. They must have seen we up like they checking the score to the game. Hold up, let me open up the fridge, grab a Bud Light. I've been itching just to drop like a bug bite. They always come to us for advice just to see how it's done right. 2024, no look year, you damn right.